Shalom Aleichem, everyone. A good tevach. We're continuing here in Hachsegs, learning the Pele Yoetz, day 69 in this beautiful chapter of Chesed. And we mentioned last week how easy it is for a person to Chesed. The smallest little things where you help somebody else is already mitzvah d'oraisa, a positive commandment that you fulfill. And he writes today like this: Ubechal mitzvahs gemilas chasadim, included in the mitzvah of gemilas chasadim, acts of kindness and Chesed. The mitzvah of v'afta l'recha kamoicha, love your fellow Jew the way you love yourself, is included in the mitzvah of Chesed. How? You have to imagine for yourself. If you yourself were in need of that which somebody else needs for themselves, how much would you want your friend to help you out in that particular case? That's the way you should do the action of chesed for your friend as well. Whatever I would want for myself, whatever I would need for myself, whatever chesed I would have to rely upon from somebody else, I'll do the same thing for the other person who's in need. And don't worry about the fact that sometimes the chesed requires effort and energy and hard work. Because the lafum tzaragra, the more effort that you expend, the greater is going to be the reward. So the farther you have to drive that person to where they're going, the more you have to hold the door open, the more money you have to reach in and give from your pocket, which is going to hurt a little bit because nobody likes to give, and so on and so forth. Or invite the person into your house and give them a place to sleep and give them a meal to eat. And when they're going to come, when it's not convenient for you, all of those little things that add up, and you have to work hard. The harder you work, the greater is going to be the reward. Who blessed you with riches and wealth. This is the way you show that you praise the riches that Hashem has given you. You do the right things with it, and you offer tzedakah. And you give loans of chen v'chesed, grace and kindness. As fortunate as the man who does such a thing. He separates a tenth from his earnings or some of his property. For his possessions. For what? To loan to a person in a nice and gracious way. You should also make a gemach, make a free loan fund of gemach, of things that people need. You buy clay tashmish, you buy different objects, articles, vessels, and the like, and as we'll see that people need, and you loan them out for free. On him it says, someone that has these riches in his house, his righteousness in tzedakah will stand forever. Karnai tarum b'chava, his horn will be with great glory for this world and the world to come. With a little bit of money, it's very cheap. You could acquire for yourself the world to come. For example, let's say you go to Home Depot and you buy a tool set. And whenever somebody needs a hammer, whenever they need a nail, whenever they need a screwdriver, whenever they need a wrench, whenever they need a drill, so they know to come to your house. And some worker, some plumber, some electrician, his drill broke. He comes and he borrows from you. You've got a chesed, and therefore that's why we have gemachs. We have the pacifier gemach, and we have the diaper gemach, and we have the table gemach, and we have the chair gemach, and we have the stroller gemach, and the bassinet gemach, and we have the gemachs for everything. Because if you take the money and you buy those things, and then you loan them out, and people can use them for their own simchas, for their own needs, and what greater thing could there be than that? That's mamish the way that you do chesed, and with small amounts of money that a person has to spend. And therefore he writes, you'll loan them out to other people. You will receive the brachas from the one that you lent it to because of the chesed that you've done. V'yitzav Hashem ito as a bracha. Hashem will continue to send you the bracha. He says, oh, look at that. Reuven over there, look how he uses his money. He's taking care of my children. I'll give him more money. Don't worry. Nevertheless, unfortunately, because of the sins of women, stingy women, says the Pele Yoetz. The Isha Einea Tzara, her eyes are very narrow and stingy. And they make contention over here. They don't want to loan things to anybody. It's mine. Can I borrow your clothes? No. Can I borrow your shoes? No. Can I borrow your beautiful necklace over here? I'm going to a big simcha and I don't have anything myself. No. So says the Pele Yoetz, someone who loves chesed, Yelamed as Beisai, he should teach everybody in his house, or Bita, or his daughter, Shnei Balas Chesed, who Balas Tzedakah. She should be a Balas Chesed. You love doing Chesed and Tzedakah. Tashiv Dach Nichlam, do never push away the people that are oppressed. V'al Tishivei Urekam, do not send them away empty-handed. V'Hashem Yishalem Shivasayim, Hashem's going to repay you sevenfold. El Chekam V'Achles Chukam, and you will eat your portion in this world and the world to come. So if we want our children to be Balei Chesed, we got to teach them at a young age. Give, do, help out, be involved. All of that is Chesed, and the rewards are enormous. V'ulam, however, he says, Chiyuv Ramyal Mekabel Chesed, besides the mitzvah that a person has to do Chesed, the one who's the recipient of the Chesed has to act in the proper way as well. Because if he doesn't act properly, as we will see, he's going to lock the door in front of other people that need chesed, meaning the people that are doing chesed will not want to do chesed with their money, with their things and their objects anymore if they see the way that the recipients are responding. For example, you could be a wicked borrower and never repay the loan. So why would I want to go now and loan money to people if I'm going to end up with another situation like yours where you never pay me back? Or he borrows something, but he's not so particular to return it right away. Quickly. Or he doesn't return it in the same condition that it was. You borrow a stroller from the stroller gemach and you return it with a broken wheel. And then you leave it at the door and you run away. So why would I continue loaning out strollers if I see that when I do these things, people end up damaging my property and don't take responsibility? These things are terrible because they cause that the person doing the chesed won't want to do chesed and loan things out anymore. And he'll regret the things that he did previously. Oh, why did I even start doing chesed? Look at this will never pay me back, and that one, and this, and even the ones that did, I regret that I did mitzvahs of chesed. That's a terrible place for a person to be. Someone who's a wise person, who sees the future, meaning understands what's going to take place. The alkol davar mitzvah, yitin lev lachshay v'lishamer. On every mitzvah, he thinks to himself and guards himself. I don't want to become a person who regrets the mitzvah that I've done in the past. V'gam shelo yavoy la'avor al v'lifnei iver v'leisidei michshol. I don't want to be involved in transgressing the prohibition of putting a stumbling block in front of a blind person, which means that if I know that this person over here is notorious for breaking things, I'm not going to loan him a thing that an object that he's going to return me broken. I can't do that. And if you are suspicious of people that they're tricky fellows, don't be a guarantor for the loan that he's taking out, because he's going to borrow the money, he's never going to pay it back, and then you're going to get stuck. And you should not even loan them money unless there is collateral of bishtar, or there's a document, any other way that you can force them in the end or get the money from them. It should be in a way that you enjoy doing the pleasant and sweetness of the mitzvahs. You'll be able to continue and keep it up. So you don't have to be a shmata in the world of chesed, in the world of loaning things to people, if they're going to walk all over you and take advantage of you and damage your things and not pay you back and not take a loan and never give it back to you, you don't have to be a shmat. This is the Pele Yoetz. You need to be excited about mitzvahs and look forward to doing mitzvahs. And if people take advantage of you, it's going to destroy that feeling that you have. That's what it says in Tehillim. Fortunate is good is the one who is generous and kind and loans, and he dresses his words, so to speak, in justice. He will never stumble, and he will always be a tzaddik, a righteous person. Someone who is complete, and they believe in Hashem. He says, if you're really a believer in the Rebbeinu Shalom, even though that you see that there are people that take advantage of the system of Chesed, and there are people who don't repay the loans, and there are people that break the things that they borrowed and they never pay for the damages. Still, if you believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's not going to stop you from doing Chesed. And you will not stop loaning money to a poor man in his most desperate of times. And even if he doesn't have collateral. You know he doesn't have any collateral. That's why he's borrowing money when he's so poor. Faithfully. If you loan money to others, if you give to those that are in desperate needs, it's like loaning money to Hashem. This is Hashem's child, and you're loaning him the money. You're facilitating a way that this person has the funds to be able to live and survive. So it's ki'ilu, you loan the money to Hashem. Ubli shum safek, without any doubt, Hashem yishalim l'keren v'revach. Hashem's going to pay you back. You have nothing to worry, and you're going to get a lot more. Meruba mi the toiv b'olam hazeh u'b'olam haba. Greater is the good ways of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in this world and the world to come. Never regret what you have done before. Chesed you did, tzedakah that you gave, loans that you made. It's good, and trust me, says the Pele Yoetz, you're going to be rewarded in this world and the world to come without any suffix, without any doubt. Hashem is going to take good care of you. All the best.